Good morning, boils and ghouls. It is 10 to 9, and I'm pretty much already ready for the day. Yeah, nuts, I know. I'm going to have my 16 ounces of lemon water, grab all of my medications. I am less than a week away from my excision surgery and my hysterectomy, so I have a pre-op appointment today, hence the rush. I'm going to drink this, grab all my medications, my glasses, quickly change, and head out the door across town. What an insanity. It's been 5 years since I've going through to find a good surgeon, and then 9-month wait, and now we're finally here next week, and it's literally all craziness to me. But anyway, I gotta go. I gotta rush. I'll see you guys when I get home. From when I'm done, I will jump on and I'll let you guys all know what is up. See you guys later. All right, boils and ghouls. I'm not home. I'm in my car. I'm not driving, I promise. I'm like all chilled out here. I'm about to get myself some curry for lunch because I'm craving it. The appointment went, well, it was long AF for, in my opinion, absolutely no reason, because honestly, I waited 90% of the time. We just went over medications, allergies, the procedure, which is pretty cut and dry, it's pretty simple, but once I get home and I'm eating and stuff, I will actually walk you guys through what the procedure is supposed to be and how it's going to work, in case you don't know what laparoscopic surgery is, and then that way you'll have a bit of a better idea, a bit of a better understanding as to what's going on. What else? They'll be keeping me for the first night, obviously, to ensure that everything is fine and, like, you know, I'm not bleeding excessively on the inside, or, you know, my bladder isn't messed up from it, or because it's sadly pretty common that endo sits on the bladder. So as much as we haven't noticed that on my bladder, you never know going in. What else? I did some blood work, made sure all my levels were good. I'm sure I'll hear back about that. I find out next Tuesday the time of my surgery, when I need to be there anyway, not the time of the surgery, but the time I need to show up to the hospital to be ready for my surgery. Yeah, we went over all the medications that I take. There is, in case anybody's wondering, because I know there's a lot of questions about this, because CBD is still pretty new to the chronic pain market, especially when it comes to dealing with like anesthesiologists and stuff, is that it's totally fine. I can take it the night before, I just can't take it the morning of, which is fine. Quite frankly, I've actually been cutting back on my doses of CBD as my pain has been quite a bit more manageable lately. I've come into a routine that makes it somewhat manageable. They have no problem with THC or CBD being in my system the night before. I just obviously can't show up to the hospital high out of my mind, because first of all, it's not right. And second of all, the less you have in your system, obviously the easier the job is for the anesthesiologist to know how much to give you, what to give you, all that jazz. So that's kind of how that's working out. Everything went really smoothly. But yeah, seriously, my hair with these glasses, I'm telling you. Everything went really smoothly. The insurance has been put in for my semi-private room. I have to talk to the anesthesiologist the day of to see if I can fill my septum with a bioplast retainer. All of my other piercings, minus this one as well, we'll see what happens, but I'm going to talk to him. But all of my other piercings are fine for me just to fill with bioplast, if I so choose to do so. My ear piercings are not really a huge deal, so I'm not too worried, but I do have bioplast fillers for them. It just can't be metal. And glass is acceptable as well, but I'm cheap, and it's only for literally 3 hours, roughly 3.5 hours is what they've booked for my surgery. So I don't really want to pay for glass retainers when they're only going to be used once for like 3 hours. So it's not my favorite thing to do. What else? I spoke with the pharmacy technicians so that they know all of my medications and when they need to be taken, and so that I don't have to worry about. I'll have to have all, like, if I'm not sure if I'm allowed to take my CBD after, to be 100% honest. I totally forgot to ask. I'll figure it out. I'm going to bring it anyway, just in case, but I'm going to be pretty doped up, so I don't know if I'm really going to need it. Like I said, I haven't been taking it quite as often or in as high a dose as per usual anyway. So that being said, it might not even be necessary. I will bring it either way, just in case, and I'll ask, and then I'll let you guys know if they let it happen. Yeah, like, it's nothing crazy. It's just, I've never had surgery before, and I have really bad generalized anxiety, so yeah. So things have just been, like, nuts. Just really, really up and down, and a lot of energy, and I haven't been sleeping well because my anxiety has been pretty bad. It's sort of under control, but it's not perfectly under control. It's managed. We'll go with that. It's managed. It's not perfectly under control, but it's better than I thought it was going to be the week before my surgery. I literally go in for surgery next Wednesday. Yeah. I'm going to go get my food now and go home and crash for a little bit. I don't really have a whole hell of a lot else to tell you other than the actual, like, layout of the procedure, like the, step by step of the procedure. So I will write it all out to make sure that I'm not confusing things or messing things up. And then I'll come in and I'll do, like, a little, layout of it for you guys. And that'll be this video. Literally. And the next video after that will legitimately be surgery day. So I will vlog myself before, as long as I can. I'll get my husband to vlog me if he can, like, before I go in, like, while I'm all gowned up and stuff, just for shits and giggles and whatever. If not, there will be pictures. I'll insert them in the clips, obviously. And then afterwards, he's going to film me afterwards because he knows it's going to be funny as shit. So that's what's happening. I'm relieved, but I'm still anxious. It's been a long wait for this. 20 some odd years to get diagnosed, 5 years to get a proper surgeon, 9 months to wait for surgery. We're finally here. So that's what's up. Yeah, I'm gonna go get food because I'm fucking starving. And I will check you guys out later and let you know what's up. Bye. Good afternoon. Oh, boys and ghouls, I'm back. It's clearly not the same day. I lied a little. The chronic fatigue kind of got the best of me, so we are Monday now, March 11th, and I am 2 days away from being cut open. 2. So I thought I'd go over just a bit of the basics of what a laparoscopic surgery is, how it's done, what they plan on doing to me, how they plan on getting everything out of these tiny little holes, because I know that can be confusing for some people. So I figured I'd cover that. So I am going under general anesthesia. I will meet the anesthesiologist Wednesday morning before I go under. I am not allowed to take any THC or CBD the morning of, and I will not be taking any THC the night before either, as, I mean, I know there's no actual conclusive evidence to claim such things. However, I have heard stories, and I have done a lot of reading that THC consumption within 24 hours before surgery can have a bit of a negative recourse as per people waking up mid-surgery. And seeing as that is literally my biggest fear during this entire procedure, I won't be doing that, so I won't be taking that chance. That's just not going to happen. So, CBD the night before, no CBD the morning of. I've been off my supplements, my extra supplements now, since I went in last Thursday for my appointment. But on all of my regular medications, including my hormone and everything, has to be taken right up until the day of. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to get called the night before, like I said. They're going to tell me when I'm going in, or when I need to be in the hospital for, not when my surgery is, when I need to be in the hospital for. And then I find out basically then what time my surgery is. I stop drinking an hour and a half before. I cannot eat after midnight the night before. It's going to be like my least favorite part of all of this. I'm supposed to drink 2 cups roughly of some form of clear liquid with sugar in it. Again, up to an hour and a half before. So white grape juice is on the list, and it's my favorite, so that's what I'm going to do with that. And then the rest of it's just going to be water. I can drink pretty much as much water as I want to. Again, I have to stop the hour and a half before, 90 minutes before I arrive at the hospital. Pretty much it. I'm going to get there. I'm going to speak with the anesthesiologist. I'm going to see my surgeon, whom I've already met. I will probably meet the gastric surgeon who's supposed to be on hand to help with the endometrial lesions that are along my intestinal wall. And then they're going to gown me up. They're going to get me ready. My husband's going to film as much as he can of me just being ridiculous, obviously, right beforehand, because that's the plan. And then I go in, and the surgery is approximately 2.5 to 3.5 hours, depending on what happens when they go in with the endometriosis. So the hysterectomy, they're removing both my tubes, my cervix, and my uterus. It was just the best option. Sometimes they leave the cervix, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they leave the tubes, sometimes they don't. But because I'm keeping my ovaries, but I'm removing my uterus due to the adenomyosis, we decided that removing the tubes was the best option as well. And with that, the cervix too, so that I no longer will be getting my period every month, which is really what's been causing me so much issue, is the combination of the two. I mean, endometriosis alone is very extreme, and it's very painful and can cause all of the same issues as adenomyosis does. But I didn't want to get rid of one to leave the other, so we're doing all at once and removing me from having to be in pain, hopefully 24/7, but definitely once a month for 2 weeks. So the problem was that my period lasted anywhere from 7 to 10 days, but I would get severe pain during ovulation, so it's like 2 weeks before, for 2 to 3 days. I'd be out, and then the 2 to 3 days before, I would start to feel extreme pain, like I knew it was coming. So I would be getting cramps even beforehand, like to the point where they were debilitating, and then 7 to 10 days of bleeding with severe pain. And then 2 days afterwards, I would be just wiped and exhausted, and that would also cause severe amounts of pain. So ignore the random talk show in the background. My grandpa's fallen asleep too, and I'm looking after him today. So anyway, that's what we've decided is best. They're obviously going to excise as much of the endometrial tissue as possible. They're not 100% what they're going to do with the intestines. That's why the gastric surgeon is going to be there on hand. And then remove my appendix as well. My appendix is right now fused to my right ovary according to my level 2 ultrasound, which both are then fused to the pelvic wall on my right hand side, which is why most of my pain comes from my right hand side, and why I find it very difficult to do a lot of stretching type of things. Like I can't do certain stretches. I can't contract a lot of my abdominal muscles because, well, everything is fused to the abdominal wall on that side, and so it causes severe pain like long after the contractions are done. So that's super fun. So that I haven't obviously been working out much. I haven't been working out my abs like at all because it's too painful. So there's that. So I'll go in. They'll tell me when my surgery is. Obviously, they'll get me prepped in time for whenever the surgery is supposed to be.
the anesthesiologist will come in. He will obviously administer all that. We'll go over, make sure I'm very aware of everything what's going on. Again, just to be sure, legalities, so on and so forth. And then general anesthesia will be administered. And from there, we'll see what funny things I say until they wheel me out. And then from there, what they're going to do is they're going to cut open, I believe it was my left hand side. No, I think it's going to be my right hand side. We're going to cut open 2 holes on the right hand side, 1 on the left hand side, and 1 in my belly button. The 1 on the left hand side and the 1 in my belly button for the time being, or for the beginning of the surgery anyway, is going to be for the surgical tools with the laparoscopic tools to go in, and like the camera and everything else. And the other 2 are going to be for the actual surgical tools to go into and start cutting away at whatever they can. Not really sure exactly what order they're going to do each procedure in, so it's kind of a crapshoot for me on that. I don't really care. But what they're going to do is cut up each portion of each thing, of each organ, and literally pull it out through the tiny, like the incisions are literally going to be like this big, if that. So they're either going to pull it through the incision in my belly button, which is common, or the other incisions on the right hand side of me, or the left hand side of me, depending obviously where is what. The appendix and so on, everything on the right hand side is going to come out of the right hand. So they're literally, my uterus is going to be literally egg-sized in small pieces, which is kind of weird to me. Like, it's not even all coming out in one place or one time, but it is what it is. I feel like I'm a floating head right now. There we go. Yeah, so they're going to do that. And then the cervix, same thing. Tubes, same thing. Out through the holes. The holes, though, on the other hand, being that small, obviously way less scarring. Not that I care, to be honest. I wouldn't mind bearing a scar for the war that I've fought for so long now. Or several scars, for that matter. To be 100% honest with you, I'd be completely okay with that. But I know vanity is a thing, and quite honestly, laparoscopic incision is actually better for healing, which is why we're doing it laparoscopically, not for vanity. But I know a lot of people worry about scarring, whereas I'm a badass. I'll take a scar too. I've already got some, so just to add to it, don't give a crap. But that's how it's going to happen. They're literally going to go in. They're going to put here, like roughly here and here are going to be my scars. My belly button is here, in case you're wondering. And then 1 on this side as well. Camera and instruments will go in. They're actually going to film it and take photos. I'll be able to actually get hands on the photos. My surgeon's not very big on filming, she said, just because like it doesn't turn out nice, really. So, but there will be pictures, and I will have privy to those. So when I get the pictures back, I will incorporate them into a vlog for you guys so you can see them. Because I personally think that stuff is really cool. Some people do, some people don't, but I do, and I want to show it just because it'll be cool for you guys to see like what they see on the inside, so you understand better what they're going after as well. And then everything goes to pathology. Everything. The appendix, tubes, uterus, cervix, the whole works goes to the lab for pathology. They're going to cut it all open, do a bunch of testing, and let me know if there was anything else growing in there that's not adeno or endo, and then we go from there. Like I said, the surgery is about 2.5 to 3.5 hours based off of what occurs. It's nothing crazy, really. It's really not. I stay that night and I go home the next morning. My husband will be there when I get wheeled out, and he will definitely be filming me coming out of my anesthesia in case anything funny gets said, or even if not, and it's really sad and it's really painful, it's still something that I'd like to show everybody as it's part of the recovery process, and it's part of the process of making these decisions for our own health, for our own reasons, in hopes of getting our lives back after fighting for so long. So just a reminder to you guys, I've had symptoms since I was 12. I will be 33 this year. I wasn't technically diagnosed until I was 28, and that was only a clinical diagnosis. We've been going off clinical diagnosis for almost 6 years now. They will be obviously confirming the clinical diagnosis once everything comes back from pathology, and we'll be going from there. But that's literally the fight that I've been fighting, and I've been in constant severe pain daily 24/7 for the last almost 6 years, since before my actual clinical diagnosis came back. But that's what's happening. I will start filming Tuesday night when I get the phone call, so you guys can kind of see the emotions that I'm going to go through the night before. When I know what time I have to be at the hospital for, my husband is obviously going to stay at the hospital during my procedure, just in case. And because he has anxiety just as bad as I do, really. And so he can be there, obviously, when I get wheeled back out into the room. So I'm going to go to a recovery room and then a semi-private room afterwards for the night, so that I'm not sharing with like 3 other people. And then I'm supposed to be discharged the next morning, but that all depends on how well I'm doing between exiting surgery, going into recovery, and then the room and the next morning. But I should be home on Thursday. I will do my best to try and vlog some of my trip on my way home for you guys, and then when I get home, and then rest, and then as things, come to the surface, or as I start to process everything, then I will vlog that, and it'll be bits and pieces for the next few weeks, but it'll be some insight for sure. So that is what is up. But I hope you all are having an amazing week. I hope all of the women out there who are using this month as an awareness month are grabbing whatever bull by the horns they can and doing whatever they can in any manner they can for the rest of the 176 million of us out there. This is my contribution, as I have stated, this year. Next year's contribution is going to be a little bit different and a little bit more fun with a little bit more flair. But I thought when I got my Excision surgery date in March that it was just perfect, because it's literally happening during awareness month. And so I took that bull by the horns and I just went with it. And so that's what's happening this year. So yeah, keep fighting. Keep fighting to be heard if you haven't been heard yet. It took me several doctors and several years and 3 surgeons to find a decent surgeon. So don't stop fighting. Keep fighting the good fight. You will find someone who can help. You will find a surgeon who is good. You will find somebody who is educated and who knows and who doesn't belittle or diminish your symptoms and the situation that your body has put you in. I promise you. We have lost far too many women to this battle without them even getting decent enough care to give them a chance at flourishing in life. So I don't want to hear any more of us being added to those statistics. And I know it's asking a lot, but you have to advocate for yourself and you have to fight for yourself. I will do whatever I can to advocate and fight for you and with you and stand next to you and beside you and behind you. But you also have to find that inner voice, and you've got to push and push and fight and push and keep going and do it. Not just for us, not just for you, but for the generation who's coming in after you and the generation that's coming in after them. They're there. And they're going to have to keep fighting the same way that we do if we don't keep putting up the fight today for better care. So that's why I'm doing this. Please ask your questions down below. I will do my best to get back to you as soon as I possibly can with as educated as an answer as I possibly can. I will put all of my other social medias up for you guys so you can reach me on all of those. My inboxes are always open, and I am always willing to help a sister out. Endo sisters fight together, not against each other. We need each other. Trust me. And my inboxes are always open. Always, 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 always. And if I don't have an answer, I will find an answer. And if I can't find an answer, I will find somebody who has an answer. I promise you. That is something that I have promised myself, and that is something that I have dedicated a good chunk of my time to, and I will continue to do so in the future because it is extremely important for us to do so. Just because this is the next chapter of my life, and I could very well be getting a good chunk of my life back, does not mean I am going to stop fighting the good fight for everybody else who is not. And it does not mean that I'm going to stop creating awareness, because we still need a cure. Just because I'm getting a portion of my life back for a period of time doesn't mean I'm getting a cure. I still need a cure. So I will still fight for that no matter what. As usual, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please, 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 if you can, take the 30 seconds to share this. It is Awareness Month. I want to get as many people this information as possible. I really want to gain as much momentum with this as I possibly can, especially over the next couple of years. So please, please, even if it doesn't do anything for you, 1 in 10 of us have this disease, so chances are you know someone. Or you know someone who knows someone, but chances are you know someone and you're not even aware of it. It might help them. So please, 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 30 seconds, hit the share button. Doesn't need to have like a long spiel at the top of it. Just, this might help somebody. Happy March. That's really all it takes. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for all of your support. I literally, I do appreciate every single one of you, and every single one of you who's there for me and who's been there for me since the beginning, and every single one of you who's joined along at some point in time. I love you. I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. As usual, please share. But I love you. I'll talk to you later. And I will start literally vlogging again tomorrow. And I will post this. I'll be posting literally this on Tuesday. So, see you guys then. Bye.